Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789.
Hello, everyone, and good evening. Thank you for joining us to Society Now, a show that endeavors to inspire, invoke, and excite conversation that gives you some social consciousness, some awareness, and lets you know what's hot now in the news and media. Yeah. My name is Kira Laws, and you can follow me on Instagram at The Modern Day Cindy. And this is my beautiful, lovely, amazing co-host.
Girl, you better bring that red carpet in.
You
better bring that red carpet in.
I'm rolling it. Do y'all see that? Paparazzi rolling.
Hello, everyone. I'm Allison Bullock. You can follow me, of course, on Instagram at Miranda Eek. And shout out to, hey, Kareem, what's up? We just wanted to say hello to everybody on Facebook Live.
Hi.
Don't forget to share, like, and, of course, subscribe. We want you to subscribe, to really be a part of our family and also to donate. We have an amazing platform here, and the Sphere is definitely great soil to plant into. So don't forget to sow at www.thesphere.tv/donate. So a lot's been going on in the news.
Just tell me about it.
A lot's been going on.
This has been a really weird news cycle this week because for a minute I didn't think it was anything going on. It all hit all at once. I don't know what was happening.
And then it's boom.
Yeah, it all happened all at once. So the newest thing, I read an article. Initially, I did not Procter & Gamble. That's the newest thing.
Yeah.
Big ups to Procter & Gamble. They really want to bring some social awareness to the conversation that happens in the African American community about safety, about the necessary things that as parents they have to do to rear their children a certain way to make sure they keep them safe. And there was they got a lot of great feedback from the African American community from it. There was some groups that actually put out some hate on it, saying that this is not driving the right conversation. It's just continuing to stir up the same negativity about black against white. And I don't necessarily know if certain communities realize that this is a necessary conversation about, you have to be careful. No, you have to do these things, that. This is what we have to do in the African American community. But I love what Procter & Gamble is doing. I think their diversity awareness is very amazing. I think the fact that they partner with My Black is beautiful to show even how the African Americans, or at one point they show people in the commercial that were from the 70s and the 60s and things like that, showing this conversation is not really changing. And that's what the real message is. The conversation hasn't changed.
So I'm going to go ahead and ask if we can give them a clap for Procter & Gamble. And I'm going to say why I think that the clap is definitely needed, because they are a huge corporation. Everybody knows about Procter & Gamble, right? And truth be told, a lot of companies haven't really spoke and utilize their platform in that way, because Black Lives Matter and just the entire movement is not something it's popular, but not popular. And let me go ahead and elaborate a little bit more. It's risky for some people, depending on who their following is. Mm-hmm. And I think for Procter & Gamble, for those that haven't watched it, go on YouTube. I always look at social media. It's all over Facebook. It's really good. I think it's not even 2 minutes long. And pretty much the entire ad talks about having the conversation. It's all of these mothers talking to their children, telling them pretty much, be careful. Like, be careful. And I think one of the last clips is it's encouraging people to talk about the biases that people have.
And I think that's the part that I believe that other groups don't really realize. It's the conversation about the biases. These are the conversations that need to happen. We shouldn't shy away from the conversation. Like, let's talk about the talk. Like,
So
we need to talk about it. Like, we can't continue to act like these things aren't happening. Like, if we won't talk about these biases that actually are very much prevalent in our community right now, 2017, then how we ever get over it? We can't get over it unless we have conversations, and everyone's so scared. They feel like, I think they think if you talk about it, that makes it mean that you're a negative person or you're a bad person.
Exactly.
And that's not,
Exactly.
I don't think that was the message. The message is we'll talk about it because there has to be a way that we can get to a place of understanding. Like, this is something that you need to be aware of on both sides. Yeah.
And I'm gonna even, of course, I'm really happy about this because it keeps the conversation going.
Absolutely.
And it's still newsworthy.
Yeah.
And let's be real, if it's not newsworthy, it no longer is on people's conversation.
Absolutely.
And a lot of these issues, the reason why stuff is going viral and CNN is getting wind of it, and all of these really mega platforms, is because it's people like Procter and Gamble that are saying, hey, you guys, you can't turn a blind eye to this. This is really happening.
Yeah.
This is really happening in the Black community.
Yeah.
And I my last little bit, I'm not going to say one against the other, but like the Pepsi commercial.
Yes.
That tried to bring awareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they did it in a way where they were all inclusive,
Yeah.
which I still think is great, right?
Mm-hmm.
To a certain degree. But it seems like lately there has been one group of people, African Americans, the Black community, that's really been kind of, I don't want to say attacked, but attacked. Okay. And the fact that Procter & Gamble really utilized that, I'm just going to say, I'm off my soapbox, guys, but the commercial, if you haven't seen it, you guys, it's not even about 2 minutes long. I would urge you to go look at it. It's really well done. Really,
and it's
really
not,
well done.
and just to repeat, it's not far-fetched.
I
think that's the biggest message that we can send. It's not far-fetched. It's not like they're trying to pull and create a situation that's not there. No, this is an actual real reality for many people. So it's not far-fetched, regardless of how dated you think some of the images are. These are actually real situations. So
For sure.
Let's just keep that in mind. And again, we hope that more organizations, businesses, and things like that extend that thought process to their employees, to their community, the communities they serve, the people that they serve, and think about it from a different perspective.
Good job.
Okay, so I think this next story up is Another One Bites the Dust.
I
right?
absolutely love that.
Another One Bites the Dust. I wanted to sing it, but I didn't want to be
Another One Bites the Dust.
Yeah, you got it.
I did it.
This man, and we all know who he is. He wasn't in his position for about not even a good 2 weeks. Not even a good 2 weeks. And I don't think he really thought, when he took the position, that he would be gone so soon.
Not at all.
But, a lot of, he actually had a conversation interview with the New Yorker magazine, and it did not turn out well for him.
No.
And as a result of it, he was asked to step aside. Well, he resigned. Oh, I don't know how they put it these days. He's not there anymore.
That's how
he's not there anymore. And but this is on the heels of so many other shakeups that are happening, they say, inside the White House with key leaders, key visible leaders. What do you think this is attributed to? I mean, because I think that we've all have been watching. Now we're in our 200-day stretch, right? We've all been watching how this year has been unfolding. What do you think some of these big changes are attributed to? First, we had someone resign, and then we had this guy, and then he was taking someone else's position that had left. So what does this mean?
So, where the head goes, the body follows.
Absolutely.
And I think
that's what you would like.
This is true. This is very true, right?
Like
so, I've said this from day one. I believe that President Donald Trump, he is definitely our commander-in-chief right now.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Hey, no matter what you say, he is our president.
He is
our
president.
He has not been impeached. He is still our president.
He's our president.
But since he's been our president, it seems like stuff like that is becoming very common.
Yes.
People are having their jobs. People are losing their jobs. People are saying statements and taking the statements back. People are tweeting and then they're untweeting and then they're. It's
Can you really untweet though?
you know what I mean?
Can you really
click
untweet?
the untweet button
Because screenshot is so
It's
quick.
man. And I think
Nothing
that
is ever untweetable.
So when you kind of are like, well, what one thing or what do you think that this attributes to? I think it's because there is a lack of consistency, and I honestly almost want to say a lack of hope that's no longer in the Oval Office.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think there is a lot of, I mean, this is with anyone, you know, when you sign up to do a job, and ideally you are prepared for it. And I think this particular job, this particular office, and all the positions that support this, the White House, it's a heavy responsibility, and it comes with so much. And I can't imagine what it would be like to be serving in any of those positions, the amount of stress, the amount of frustration, the amount of stuff that you have to deal with from the outside public, from inside. I mean, you know, we have, wait, you guys are here. Hey,
No,
everybody.
seriously,
Hey.
hello, everybody on Facebook
Y'all better jump in on this
Do
conversation.
not forget to comment, tweet. We want to know your feedback.
Yeah.
Like, we talk behind the scenes. We really kind of but you guys, we really want to know. Hashtag at Society Now. And give us your comments. Like, let us know how you feel about
We definitely
this.
check.
We have our thoughts.
Yeah,
but
we have our
Society
thoughts.
Now was like, what's going on right now? What's your thoughts and your feedback?
Yeah, but thank you guys for joining. But seriously though, this is bigger than just one person stepping down from a position.
course.
This is like, I really think it's for all of us to sit back and think about when we take our positions in our regular jobs, are we prepared for it?
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? And I don't think in these positions, I don't think some of the persons are actually prepared for some of the positions that they have. Like they might not realize what comes with the position and the amount of, the amount of scrutiny they're under. Because they're publicly being watched now. It's not like you're doing this behind a door and you're like the communications director for a business that someone might not see you. This is like people actually see, and you're highly visible. And this is not just him. This is many people that have been in these positions.
Of course. This is just, and again, we're not just hitting down on one person. That's just the office that holds.
Yeah.
And to just say one more little piece about it. I'm wondering, because I know the president has tons of different advisors. I wonder if there's like a pre-presidential prep, like
I would imagine
but a serious one.
imagine so.
Because it's almost kind of like for star athletes. It's kind of like, well, when you come in, this is your prep. This is your coach. This is what's going to happen. This is what you need to do. This is your financial planner. But I mean, as a president of the United States, I wonder what the prep is really like.
I would imagine that in this office, there's a lot of prep. There's a lot of information that's given. I would imagine that, but I think it's incumbent upon the person in the office to actually follow through with whatever it is, because I don't think you can be made to do anything, right?
Got it.
So you could be like, or you can ask, you can request. So I think it's like, well, can someone actually brief me on everything that's happening and then tell me what I need? What are my expectations? What should I do? What should I not do? How do you handle this? And I think it takes, and I'm not saying that the current president hasn't done this, but I think it does take a lot of humility to do that in any position, in any job, right? Mm-hmm. For you to be able to go behind another person or ask someone who's been in that position before, or ask someone who is actually maybe very knowledgeable about the position. They might not have actually served in that position, but they might be very aware of what's required. Hey, what do I do if this happens? Or how do I handle this? Because I'm sure that he didn't have enough time to read a book about instructions, right? That's a conversation. That's not, I don't have time to read 1,000 pages about studying about, this is not like prepping for the SAT, right? This is not, like, no one had, this is talk to me, tell me,
let me know what's going on.
What are the notes? Give me the cheat sheet. Like, what do I need to do? What do I need to know? How do I need to handle it? Who do I talk to? Like, those are the things I would want to know, handling any big responsibility like that. Like, who do I go to for these things, and how, and what should I expect? What are my expectations? So I think for everyone now, it's a big adjustment.
You know what, Kira, you actually said a lot of questions. Who do I go to? But I tell you what, one place that we can actually highly recommend that you go to regarding your finance is one of our very own fabulous actually sponsors, which is this portion of our show is sponsored by the one and only Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the United States offer financial education? 33% or more than 77 millions of Americans don't pay their bills on time. 39% of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month, and 39% of adults say they don't have enough in their savings. Do not become one of these statistics.
Don't do it.
Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email them at info@houstonhousewivesoffinance.com. Ask how you can participate in a complimentary financial literacy workshop near you. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new face of the new age of financial services. We love Houston Financial Housewives of Finance. Hopefully, I hope you got all that. They're right there at the top of the screen. Do not forget to call them if you need anything.
Each one teach one. Y'all reach out to them.
Each one teach one. And unfortunately, we're not going to say goodbye, but we're going to just say ta-ta till later, till next time.
Like when you subscribe.
Till when you subscribe. That's like perfect because once you subscribe, you're part of our family. When you're part of our family, like this is when we get really, really deep down into it. This is only a 15-minute. We actually gave you like 16
it's
minutes this time. It's an appetizer. Like, dude, you don't even have the entree. Dude, and you don't get the dessert. Come through, dessert. So you guys, unfortunately, we have to bid you farewell. We absolutely thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget to subscribe. There's tons of platforms that you can subscribe from, which is iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. And we're with the Sphere, with Society Now. Thank you so much, guys. We love you, and hopefully we will see you soon. Take care.
That's the chain. So
now,
Netflix. Netflix.
And, that's crazy because I'm like everything with Netflix has been here.
But
it's been growing.
So this is the thing. Like, I think we can all agree in this room that to make money, you have to spend money.
Very much so.
And you have to invest in something, right?
Yeah.
So Netflix they're saying that Netflix has racked up this hefty bill of $20.54 billion in long and short-term debt. Now, from a financial perspective, I understand there's a debt to equity ratio that happens in business. It's almost necessary. And like, especially here, you have to, have a certain amount of debt, right?
Yeah.
But they're pretty much saying that the subscriber growth, they thought that creating this original content would help their subscriber growth. And they probably have a few shows that I'm aware of, this original content that has done extremely well.
And they're growing.
I'm not sure how much they have invested in other original content. I really don't pay attention to many of the other original content shows. So in that area, they're saying that they have suffered some losses. I know you're an avid Netflix watcher.
I am.
You watch shows I've never heard of before.
I am definitely a Netflix watcher, for sure.
And now think about it. Like, you think about it, it costs money to create this original content. So that's a lot of debt. So tell me more. What do you think was happening here?
So I'm going to compare Netflix with HBO, and I'm going to go somewhere with this.
Go.
So with Netflix, there's no commercials, right?
There's no
commercials. I can click on whatever I want. Mm-hmm. And, there's sometimes you'll just see Netflix original at the bottom. And depending on who the actor is or depending on what the plot is, it gets you in. HBO has some great, original documentaries and original HBOs that's, is case specific to them, but they're commercials, and the commercials go viral. Why? Because look at Game of Thrones, right? Game of Thrones, everybody was like, oh, they're coming back. It's a great show, but they have commercial, and you saw people that didn't even know what Game of Thrones was like. And guess what? Now it's on Redbox. Like, you can get Game of Thrones season 1 and season 2 on Redbox because of the demand. I think that for Netflix, I don't know what their marketing strategy is. I think that they should go a little bit more to push, because I personally am for the Netflix original content. I'm 100%. Everything that I've watched that's been original content thus far has been amazing.
And it's so funny. You just brought something to my attention, and I was going to actually say this, and you kind of slightly touched on it. I thought about, you talk about HBO. Of course, HBO really doesn't have commercials per se on HBO. Like, they have previews.
Trailers.
They have trailers, right?
Thank you.
They have trailers. But then I think about how Xfinity, when they do their commercials for Xfinity to get people to sign up, or Comcast, Xfinity,
Got
whatever.
it.
They have commercials that show their high
Yeah.
value stations like a HBO and
Got
things
it.
like that, the movie networks
Got
and things
it.
like that. And I think about how that is weaved into the payment of some of these shows.
Got
so
it.
in order to actually have these shows sustainable, they have to have, what is the negotiation between HBO and Xfinity for HBO to be on Xfinity?
That's true.
How much of that commercial cut do they get to to underwrite the cost of having some of their shows
Got it.
on the network? Like, you think about it from that perspective, because I don't really see too many Netflix commercials. Not like that. Not when I think about an Xfinity commercial. I'm like, okay, we have this show, this channel, and they actually show some of the higher shows that, so HBO, they're going to show a commercial for HBO with Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones is so highly valued by the audience, right? So I think about it from that perspective. It's pretty.
No, that's really, really good. So our producer, can I just put this screen up, and was like, hey, Allison, it is a trailer, not a commercial. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, it is a trailer.
It's a trailer.
Right? And so I'm thinking, like, how Netflix could actually increase their the viewers, because most people that watch it will talk about it.
Yeah.
And they get other people to like, there's been shows you've been like, hey, Allison, have you seen this? And there's stuff on Netflix I've been like, friend, I call Kira, aka the modern Cindy, aka
When she
friend.
wants to call me friend,
don't
y'all.
start. Don't
y'all
start.
Sometimes
Don't start.
She acts
Don't
like
start.
we haven't known each other.
We've been friends forever, and she loves me, and we're just
and
never gonna
sometimes
part.
She treats me.
Yeah,
All that
Yeah,
she's
so-
doing right now is
So-
it ain't real, y'all. It's made for TV.
So made for
Or
TV,
internet.
the perfect thing
The
about with made for
podcast.
TV with Netflix, what I think they need to do is, like, they have so many customized views and like all these recommendations. I think they should do a trailer
I
with
can
that
see.
view. So if they do that, it's gonna make me want to watch it, and after I watch it, I'm gonna tell somebody.
So where I was going with that, I think you're right about the trailer, but where do you put the trailer? Because this is the thing: if the issue is that Netflix is losing money because they don't have subscribers, you don't put the trailer on Netflix. So
Social media, hands down.
Okay.
Social media.
Okay.
I don't care what anybody says. It is the best free platform.
Okay,
People are
come-
making millions.
Passionate?
And millions. I know. I'm sorry, guys.
Netflix hire her.
Because
hire her.
People are talking about. You
Hire
want to know
her.
what's going on in society now? People are making a crazy amount of money and becoming extremely popular on social media,
I think that's an awesome.
which I think is great. Which
think
is
that's
what's
an awesome
happening.
idea.
We
I
grew
think you should
up
tweet them
being
tonight.
said the only way you can make a lot of money is if you're a doctor or a lawyer.
I think we should tweet Netflix tonight from Society Now and tell them, hey, we got an idea for you guys.
And so honestly, because I know somebody's watching that knows somebody
That knows
somebody
that knows somebody. For sure.
that works at Netflix,
For sure.
and you need to tell them about this fear.
You need
And
to
I'm
tell 'em.
talking to you, the person that I'm looking at right now. I'm talking to you. You need to tell them
I
that
think we
they
should
need to
tweet.
reach out to someone right now at Netflix.
I think we should do it. But you guys should do it too. We're gonna do
Seriously.
it. I'm gonna tweet somebody.
that,
Tweet that.
and I'm gonna wink at you too.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
So okay, so yeah. So well, hopefully we can, 20 billion is a lot. So hopefully we can get that fixed.
But let's
Okay.
talk about somebody who's racking in the
Listen.
dough and wants to do some investing.
H-Town Vicious. I said I was
She
gonna do
said
it.
vicious too.
Vicious. I didn't say-
Vicious.
Vicious. I didn't say anything negative. Okay, so
Gotta love
Houston's
B.
own
Yep.
Beyonce is thinking about getting into the game actually by
Literally.
buying a sports team, which is the Rockets. That I don't know if you guys have heard. Houston Rockets is going to be up for sale, or is up for sale right now, and she's thinking about going in with a group possibly and buying the Rockets. I think it's an amazing move on Beyonce's behalf, because again, this we live in a world where listen, it's all about your portfolio.
Very much so.
And the Rockets are being valued very highly. I think it's about $2 billion. And so when you think about it from that perspective, it'll be a great move for her, the $1 billion couple. I don't think this. They don't mention about Jay-Z being a part of this, but they do mention that she's highly interested, and I think that's a great move for her. What are your thoughts? I mean,
one thing that people can say whatever they want to about Beyonce. Number one, I am a Beyonce fan. But she really does believe in pouring back into Houston.
Yeah.
So it doesn't surprise me that she wants to invest into her home team.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, Jay-Z also invested in his home team.
He did.
You see what I'm saying?
He
So
did.
to me, I think that's just when people think about Beyonce, Houston is a word that they put with it. It's not like, well, where is she from? She reps Houston. She loves Houston. She comes back when she is here. She goes to all these, local spots. So I think it's great all the way around.
It's an amazing move. I think it's an amazing move. So hopefully she touches down and shows H-Town some love. She gets in with a good group and becomes an owner. We're all here for it. We're for it. I'm here for it, sister. You might.
Oh, see, she just took it to another level. Like, you guys are
Anyways,
sisters.
So this portion of the show, is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and the overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and a friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel that they are part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Baptiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Baptiste at Elite Dental Wellness at 713-789-8680. Again, that number is 713-789-8680.
Giving your smile a touch of class.
All right.
That's what it said. I think it's
important.
So nice.
It's so important.
And you have smile. Didn't you have nice teeth?
I do.
Nice teeth.
Boom.
I felt like a little boom.
You should do that more often. More Beyonce news.
Yes.
Because we can't get enough of B. Okay, so Beyonce is possibly going to play Nyla in The Lion King. That's pretty dang on dope.
Well, I'm a big fan of Lion King anyway.
So not only will she do this, it also talks about her actually being a part of the soundtrack, managing and singing on the soundtrack of the movie. Possibly this deal is, all of this deal is reported including a $25 million deal. Now, I don't know about y'all.
There's so much money out in the world just to be made.
So this is a side note. This has nothing to do with Beyonce. For all of y'all who think there's no money out there to be made,
there has to be.
There's money to be made.
20 billion, millions. It's just sitting there.
Clearly, there's money to be made. People are signing contracts for this amount of money. Like, this money is here, y'all. So that's just a side note. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all swerve on and get y'all money out there. Be encouraged.
Be encouraged.
Be encouraged. Okay, what else is going on?
Nate Parker. You gotta love him.
Yeah, I want to give him a clap. I'm gonna give him Nate Parker a clap. Let me tell you why I'm gonna give Nate Parker a clap. Because he really did endure some stuff, when he came out with the movie earlier this year, Birth of a Nation, and he got a lot of flack for something that he was allegedly allegations that came out, the things that he had, overcome, and it seemed like it was very much ill-timed. We'll say that. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
But Nate Parker is actually, he's close to my heart because he actually has a film institute at my alma mater, which is Wiley College, home of the great debaters. Let's be clear about that.
Doesn't she?
Okay, Wildcats.
Did y'all see that? I can't even do it. Take my head.
So he has a film institute. He has a film institute at Wiley College, and Wiley College is amazing. But this is not a commercial for Wiley. And I'm glad that he actually invested in Wiley College. He saw the potential there after the work he did at Wiley. And this film institute apparently is amazing, and it's giving opportunity for young actors, producers, directors, African Americans that are into the arts and film like that to actually learn. And I think it's great what he's doing. This is good in the hood thing. You know what I mean? Like, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. He's taking what he has learned and he's giving it back to a small school. Like, it's not a USC, right? Yeah. But it's a small school of persons that may or may not ever have these opportunities. So I love that.
So I love it. I graduated from an HBCU, and my undergrad was in communications. So I know they always tell you can get your degree, but it's really about what you know, and who you know, and networking, and also being able to have the skill set outside of your books. So programs like this looks not only good on your resume, but when you could actually do the work and are already connected, like, this is huge.
Absolutely.
This is huge. So, so for those of you, I'm very pro just getting your education, but I know everybody's route is different. But just bravo on all, bravo for every, just bravo.
Let's
I love
bravo.
all of it.
Okay, so Now let's just switch gears a little bit. There's a lot of stuff that has happened in the news, but let's see if we can actually just kind of tackle it real quickly.
Let's go for it.
Okay, so apparently it was a former high school football player who was wrongly accused of rape and sentenced to 6 years in jail.
Mm-hmm.
He actually served 6 years, but he was wrongly accused for rape. Now, mind you, 6 years of his life is gone, right? So he's 26 years old now, and he has some attorneys saying that he is owed $100 per day for every day that he was in jail, which means that he would get about $200,000. Now, I don't think that's enough, personally.
I was getting ready to say only 200
because now this man he missed out on 6 years of his life and was looked at as a rapist. I don't think 200,000. It should be 200 million, but that's just me. Be destroying people's lives.
It's just $100 a day every day. It's under state law. That's just that's under state law, $100 a day. I don't know if that even puts in compensation for what it mentally does to you.
So from a
see what I'm
so
saying?
from a legal perspective, I would say he's owed punitive damages, and that's why I went to the millions. He's owed punitive damages because that was emotional, that was psychological. You don't know what he endured in jail. You don't know what type of abuse. You know what I'm saying? Because he, like when you call it a rape, that comes with something. And I feel like, as a society, we need to get our judicial system, we need to have hold our judicial system more accountable for actually making sure that they're doing a proper testing when they need to test, doing the proper checks, not assuming that every person that fits a certain description is the person. You know what I mean? It has to be a way that we can actually, because after 6 years, you actually just found out he was innocent. 6 years. Now, 6 days maybe. I'll even give you 6 months.
I'll even say 6 months at the most,
But 6 years just
that's
seems a little egregious. And I hate
he's
that he
26.
And we talked about this recently too, how your life goes on pause when something traumatic like this happens.
Like the world changes.
In 6 years, the world has changed several times. It has turned several times. But thank God he had a great support system. His mom, some of his family, but the people that he went in are not going to be the same people that might be with him when he comes out. You see what I'm saying? Like, because they've already made their judgments. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate. So I thank God that he hopefully will get this 200,000, but I think he's owed so much more. So
I hope he gets more than that.
Prayerfully,
I hope he gets way more than that.
Because life would never be the same. Hopefully it gets better, but it'll never be the same.
Yes.
Okay, so these next few stories actually go together. Let me tell you why. So we live in a world today. I'm going to kind of jump around on this one.
Go for it.
We live in a world today that we have people really, really reckless with what they say, and we have a lot of backtracking. And in recent news, we had a comment that was said by our commander-in-chief about pretty much it's okay for police to mistreat suspects and rough them up. And then, of course, the White House came back and was saying, oh, no, that's not necessarily what he meant. It was a kiddie. It was like a kidding, joshing. He was just joshing, joking around when he said that. But people on the police force were actually like, no, that's not right. There were policemen that came out and was like, that just went too far. Because you have to keep in mind that these guys are on the street. And so if they think that if what they're seeing on the street is, I think what their thought was, if they believe that we're following you,
then I need to protect myself
against you. I'm not even protect myself against the people I'm supposed to be serving. Yeah. Right? Because they might think that I'm intentionally trying to come after them because they heard that you gave me permission to do. You're making my job harder.
Exactly.
You're making my job harder.
Before, cops were the good guys. Now when you see cops in certain areas, cops are not welcomed because it's in situations like this make it seem like, well, wait a minute. The president of the United States is saying that this is okay.
Right.
Like,
so
this is matter of fact, he's encouraging it.
We definitely care about this, right? We do care about this.
We definitely care.
We care about this because it bleeds into every other thing. So in Esterwood, Louisiana, which I don't know if you know about Esterwood. I know you lived in Louisiana for a little bit.
I've never heard of Esterwood.
Well, there was a cop in Esterwood, and I don't necessarily know if he has anything to do with this. But he was recently fired on Monday after he shared a racist post on his Facebook page. And this image, y'all, is so ridiculous.
Did you see that image?
So no, let's go to the next one. The racist post, and it pretty much it's
a picture of a woman, and is that the one with the baby?
Yeah, the next story.
It's that picture. When I looked at it, I was like, no.
Yeah.
I had to do the look extra hard.
I want, when they see this clip, I want everybody to read what the caption actually says. So, cop shares racist Facebook posts and will resign after public outcry. And this is like,
He resigned but wasn't fired. But we'll talk about that later.
yeah. And that's, so that brings up another conversation. Like, what would you prefer? Would you prefer the person to resign or be fired? Like, what do you really want? Because it seems that this is becoming more and more that like what we see.
So this is my concern, and I'm not going to just say this for this particular story, but just overall. When a person is fired, it lets the people know that we don't condone.
When you give them the option to resign, it almost is like you're giving them a pat on the back.
Exactly. It's that unknown. It's like, we don't know if you're for it. We don't know if you're against it, but it really looks like you're for it.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that when I said, I was like, oh man, he was fired. Now I heard he resigned, but he may have gotten wind that he was getting ready to be fired and resigned before he was fired. I don't know what the situation was.
And I wonder if there is a moral turpitude code in some of these jobs. I know they have in some of them. And to me, I'm like, a moral turpitude code will prevent you from getting your pension and stuff like that. Like, so, because that right there incites a certain type of behavior and attitude towards minorities, right? You're a cop and you have posted that on your Facebook page. When you find out your daughter is dating a little Negro boy,
you drown her. That's what the picture says. Let's be real. The picture says if that happens, you drown her. There is, and it's cut off a little bit, but it looks like that would be like, so the woman has a wedding ring. So that's the mom. Mm-hmm. The mom has the hand pressed on with the baby's face submerged underwater. So I'm going to read this. When your daughter's first crush is a little Negro boy, I'm going to drown her. That's what that says. And it's a wife and it's a mom. That's what that says.
And it's, so what's really troubling about all of this is this: we're condoning hate, or we're condoning indifference. You know, we're saying that we're not condoning it, but the image is saying that there's no way that I can accept my child dating someone
that's so far
that is a part of this particular minority group. Like, that to me is troubling, because it's and I wish I could have seen the original post. I would love to see how many likes it got.
Oh, because you know it did.
I want to see the comments. Some of the comments that were for the post. I know the ones that were against it were probably really strong, but the ones that were for the post, I'm really curious to know what they actually said. How many of these people were coworkers? How many people are people that are, that worship with this guy, if he's a worshiper? Like, because you think about people in their circles and what their belief and their belief systems are, and how many people actually were for it. So there's just a thought that I felt like it, goes along with saying the wrong things at the right time,
and it
to
does,
get yourself in trouble.
But it also talks about how far people that hate how deep that hate runs. And so just to tell those those people that literally kind of are living in this different world that says, oh, racist issues really don't occur, they do, because people post stuff like this who are in office, I don't know, who hold an authoritative position. So just, it's a little sad.
It is a little sad.
It's a little more sad.
And but this is the thing. The beautiful thing is that we're able to bring this stuff to you because this portion of the show
is from
The Sphere.
Woo!
We're able to bring you this amazing content. So it's just something to think about, because we're on The Sphere.
We are on The Sphere.
And so for all you entrepreneurs out there, if you're starting a business and looking for a place to advertise, do you have a need to reach out to thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States, as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789, or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv. Again, please send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv, or give us a call at 832-772-7789. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, that was my gangster G. Yeah. Yeah, that happened. You know what? It's about bitter tears, though.
Yeah, you better go ahead and switch that subject
because I felt a little hateration going on. But let's keep this conversation going about the insidious, because it's insidious.
Yeah.
Hate that's going on. So Amazon is amazing. First of all, I love the fact, and I mean we could talk about this because we are actually a part of this world now, right? I love the fact that you have platforms like or networks like the Sphere. You have your Netflix, you have Amazon, and they're bringing original content, right? So Amazon is bringing us original content. They have a show now called Black America, where freed slaves get their own country. And pretty much it's producing this series, and it's an alternative history of a post-Civil War America in which Black Americans actually got their reparations, their 40 acres and a mule, in 3 southern states. And they use it to found their own country. Now, I love it. I love the idea of this show. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to make it a point to see this show. But there are some people that are hot, and I'm going to say bothered. Hot and bothered.
Yeah,
like
both.
that. Y'all like how I did that, right? And
Hot and bothered.
they marched. They were angry.
Of course
and they were very angry because I think they felt betrayed. I don't think and I use the word betrayed because I really don't believe that a lot of people realize that the world that we live in today is supposed to be diverse. It's not supposed to be just one thing. It's supposed to be several things. Like a big crayon box, y'all. Like the 88s. The 88 colors,
the
like
big one,
the color, the 88 the big box of colors, and the one that has a diversity of colors, not just one brown, but like 6 different shades of brown. This is the world we live in today.
So, Kira and I have talked about this a lot, and, we say it and we're very lighthearted with it. But for those, of you out there that live maybe in a neighborhood that has just one specific race, and you may really think your perception of reality may be a bit warped because we live in a very diverse world. People have diverse cultures, vocabularies, and it's okay to be different. But I think that there's a line that you should just respect. Like it's I don't want to even say you don't have to condone it, but be respectful about it. And I think that the reason why this is getting so much flack, because it's one thing if Black America is shown in a negative light, but the fact that it can be shown in a positive light and very prosperous, that's totally different, because we know that then when you start bombarding these images in media, in people's heads, it opens up a whole new conscious.
Well, I mean, that goes back to my conversation about the movie Get Out.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, I can go there. But I'm going to say this. Get Out was an amazing movie. I totally enjoyed it. It didn't cost as much in Hollywood terms to make, in regular people. Not at all. But in Hollywood terms, it didn't really cost that much to make. But it grossed like over $300 million. My question was, who were the people watching it and why did they watch it, right? Because Get Out actually had a very interesting storyline to
say
it,
the least.
Which talked about, pretty much using and benefiting from the skill set, the gifts, the talents that whatever this particular race had. And so I was like, I'm not saying that we all didn't go watch Get Out, but I know every person that I know did not go watch Get Out. So we weren't the reason why the movie made $300 million. It was not us, right?
Yes.
So when I think about Amazon and this show Black America, I think that is frustrating because it's not showing another group benefiting from it. This is my correlation here. You see what I'm saying? It's like they're showing this particular group benefiting and prospering on their own. Yeah. And that's the storyline that a lot of people don't want to talk about. But I think I definitely am looking forward to watching this. Yeah. And I want you to watch it with me.
I will.
You better.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Now there's just one more story we got to cover.
Let's do it. I know where you're going to go.
It's actually 2. Oh. But it's 1.
Okay.
The second one is really just about more terrible things that somebody's playing national in the NFL can't actually get a place rented to live with and was willing to.
And he offered up to pay 12
months and they denied him.
And his credit score was 100+, and he still was denied.
Yeah, it was 800. An 800 credit score, and they denied him based on race. We're gonna get better people.
Yeah.
But in other news, you my favorite guy. I'm gonna meet this man one day. Colin Kaepernick,
Gotta
man.
love
I
him.
swear,
I just
feel like
it's a clap just to say his name. Because we just like him. He's a good guy.
you are changing the world right now,
You
bro.
really are.
I don't know if you realize how you're changing
One
the
knee
world.
at a time.
One knee at a time, bro.
Come on.
And apparently people were really upset this week because there was one article I read that said that, how dare the Ravens ask a man who was accused of a double homicide what he thought about Cap coming to play for them. And he made his comments on a show. And apparently, according to him, he said, y'all pretty much everybody's blowing him up saying that he did wrong. And in this particular article here in the news that we caught wind of, pretty much he sent a video message to Colin. He put it on social media pretty much saying he's all for him. He just needs to get back to work, show people that he's a good football player, and don't tell people what he does, because the good that he does, people don't need to know about it. He said, but I applaud what you did. I know why you did it. But, you need to kind of don't do stuff like that. Pretty much what he was saying was play football and keep your business personal, and I understand the logic behind it, because people are going to judge you, right? But no one ever could see that it was going to turn into this.
So I only have one statement to make about
This was Ray Lewis, y'all.
Mr. Lewis. We love Ray Lewis. We really do. Everybody has a purpose in this life, right? Mm-hmm. And a route. Sometimes the route may not be easy. Sometimes that route includes a lot of criticism, a lot of judgment, and that's the route that they have to go. I think that Mr. Collin's route has not been easy.
No,
but he stood. He was not apologetic. He knew what he was doing, and it wasn't bad. It was nothing wrong. He didn't commit a crime. Because I think that people are making this a huge thing, but I'm like, let's remember, this man did not commit a crime. He just did something that was very sensitive to the culture of the sports, to a certain group of people.
Let's just take it a step further. I don't think it has to do with anything about the culture of the sport. I think it has to do with, on so many levels, it has to do with who runs sports, their view. Most of these organizations are run by older gentlemen that have not yet retired.
Nope, still here.
Some of the younger guys who are that are owners in the league don't feel like it was egregious, but they're older guys, like owners.
Yeah,
owners that feel very strongly about his role as one that we allow to play. And what I think a lot of people are really upset with Ray Lewis, because I think I'm not gonna say they misinterpreted, because he might be saying what people think he said, but the interpretation I got was, do what they're paying you to do and do the other stuff later on. Like, just go out there and play, because you leave it out on the field. Like, go out there, leave it all out there. You know what I'm saying? You take out your aggression on the field and then do your other stuff privately, because you want to play football. And if you can just play football, it's good. Like, I think that perspective has merit if all you're doing is living to play football, but at some point it becomes weak, right?
Yeah.
I think the deeper issue with NFL and other sports organizations is that, again, we have to change the faces of those who are in the position to make decisions.
Yeah.
It has to become more diverse.
Yeah.
And we have to have a majority of more diverse people, not just a minority, a majority of more diverse people in these positions to make decisions, because what it sounds like, there's a lot of people that are saying they are interested in them, but they are it seems like they don't feel comfortable with bucking the majority, because there is some type of code happening about whether or not, because again, it wasn't violent what he did. He didn't cause any crime. He didn't do a crime. He didn't, be disrespectful in any way. But largely, is he going to become a problem because of his stance? You can say it.
I really want to say something, but I'm doing really good, guys. I hear you. And I think that there's people like Ray Lewis, who's an amazing athlete, who has accomplished a lot. And I'm sure someone would need to hear that advice.
But not in this situation.
But I believe that Colin is doing what he's supposed to.
Absolutely.
And
think
I
he's on his
believe that
path.
he will be rewarded. I believe he'll be given multiple platforms.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that he has literally changed the culture because he took a knee. And I think that should be encouraged and applauded.
Now, I thought about this, and we can close on this note. Do you think it would have been a big deal if so many other people who are non-affiliated with the NFL, such as little league teams and whatnot, didn't start taking knees too?
Oh, of course not.
Did it symbolize a disruption in the culture?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So with that being said, we love you guys so much.
But we love you too, Colin. Don't think we trying
Colin, we love you, and we appreciate everything that you stand for.
We appreciate what you're doing, and we appreciate everyone out there that's being active in the way that you're being led to be active, because you don't have to necessarily take a knee.
You don't have to take a knee. You may have to take a stand. Whatever you do it right in society. Now, we thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that we will see you again Wednesday night, starting at 8:30-ish.
Central
Time. Don't forget, my name is Allison Bullock. You can follow me on Instagram at Miranda Inc.
And I am Kira Lawson. You can follow me on Instagram at The Modern Day Cindy, or on the Twitter.
On the Twitter.
At the MDC.
There it
official.
is. There it is. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and give us your opinions. We really want to know on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. So with all that being said, good night.
Farewell. Until next time.
I love the extra. Until next time.
I mean, it's important because we're going to be here next week.
We are going to be here.
And we're waiting for you guys.
And we're waiting for you.
It's important.
Yep.
Do it.